Good day. Welcome. Welcome back to those that continue to watch and listen to Tara and I with our morning musings. Welcome, Tara from TSW Life Coaching. She is amazing. She's a healer. She's very deeply in tune with soul guidance and really listening to the soul and what it is needed. And she does healings with the flower essences and many other ways. That's just one of her top things. And I am Sue Pickering. I am a psychic. I do soul coaching as well, how to listen and be in tune with your soul, and how to move forward to get the life you so deserve and desire. Welcome, Tara.
Good morning.
Today we are talking about fluidity. I did say it right.
Yay.
I was having a moment earlier.
Yep.
Yeah, so in life, in how to flow with ease and um knowing that when we choose to be in something or not be in something, it does not mean it is concrete for life. It could mean I'm doing it until it's not in alignment, or I'm not going to do it until it's in alignment, or not at all. So that's our topic today.
And I think right now, with how the energies are and how much we're shifting so fast, and I love the way you said it before we came on, but just because it's a no now doesn't mean it's a no later. It's just right now, this is a no. And what kind of came to me when you were introing is we need to love ourselves enough to be fluid, to be okay with going, no, not aligning right now, but maybe it will, or yes, this is aligned for me right now. This version of me is okay with this, but the next version may not be.
That's
And
right.
being loving ourselves enough to be, oh, well, I said yes, 2 weeks ago, but now it's a no. Then it's a no, because that's your truth right now. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. And that's important to really listen to, because honestly, like we are faced with so many decisions in a day, and it does alter our whole life. It can alter our whole life path. But there's a space here of where we meet that decision. We only can meet a decision from where we are at. Someone can give us insight, um, and it may not make sense right now, but until we learn and grow, then it's like, oh, now I understand it, right? So there's an aspect of we meet it where we resonate from.
Yeah. And everything is always fluid. Like everything in the universe is always fluid. It's always changing. And so there is no, or we're moving from a space where everything had to be yes, no, black, white, right, wrong. Like that's the ego language right there. And I just keep coming back to we have to love ourselves enough to be okay with that, to be all right with that change, with that being fluid
Yeah.
and allowing ourselves to just flow with whatever it is in this moment because that's the truth in this moment.
Yeah,
That's kind of what I'm getting.
absolutely, absolutely. And we sometimes we're, we are doers, we are fixers, we are people that we need to have it figured out. And sometimes all the path is taking that first step and then being in flow again on when and how to take the next step. Because if we wait until we figure it all out, then we get to the first step and you're going, oh crap, no, this is the way I had it planned. And we're not really listening to our complete guidance and our flow to be in flow.
Love that you said that because that happens to me so often. Um, because as soon as something comes up, the ego jumps in with an expectation. So it's like I can give examples for me. So just recently I haven't been writing for a bit and then I felt like called to write and I it was very clear what I was supposed to write. So I started writing that and I wrote like a page of it and then I was like, well, that's not the whole thing. And then it was just like stopped. But it was just to bring me back to feeling that, and then I totally went on a different project. And so
Yep.
it's but had I attached to, nope, this is what came through, this is what I have to do, I would have lost that, and I would have been out of that flow. I would have brought on a whole lot of suffering for myself because I would have kept trying to push something because that's what came through.
Yep.
And then and just realizing it now that it came through because it was inviting me into that creative space,
Yep.
something that it knew that I could write easily. And there was some healing in it for me too. And so it was just opening up that space again for me to be in that space. And so
Yep.
not being attached to what that looks like and an end vision of, but just go, oh, I feel like doing this now, so I'm going to do it. And not being attached to whatever that's supposed to be.
That's right. And can you imagine the frustration if you sat there and said, nope, this isn't complete. I need to sit here until it's complete. And the frustration and the all of that that comes through doesn't allow for that creativity to flow. And sorry. But that is an aspect of being in flow. It's like we have a million things to do in a day, and I'm going to sit here and complete all of them. But if you never take a break and say, your body's saying, you know what, go for a walk, I don't have time, right? But if you did go for that walk, that half an hour, and you come back and you got 3 hours of work done in a half an hour, what's better for you, right? It's it's a different perspective that we have when we go to sit down again.
Yeah. And it's so the attachment that we have to things. And it's that wanting to know certainty. And it's that wanting to hang on to certainty that we, oh, okay, I've been guided to do this, so that means I need to, create a whole Oracle deck right now. No, maybe not. Maybe you just need to, do a little bit of it. And then I have so many projects on my computer that sometimes I'll go back and I'll read and I'm like, wow, that was really good. And I'm like, I wonder what this is for. And then
Yep.
all of a sudden it'll come up. Like I just did a couple posts this week and I was like, that stuff was written a long time ago, but it popped up again. I was like, oh, yep, relevant for right now. This is when I'm supposed to put it out. And so just losing that attachment to what things are supposed to be.
Yep.
But we like that. We like putting things in boxes. We like having our checklist, our to-do list. Um, but that's so where we're moving from, I think,
Yep. Oh,
is
for sure.
moving into that fluidity.
Yeah. And that's the feminine, right? And we've been so much in the masculine, go get it done, you get it in your head, you got to go, you got to work, you got to go, without even thinking about what our soul is telling us. I'm sorry, I hope you can't hear. There's the lawnmower for the city is behind us.
Oh, I
Can't
can't.
hear. Okay. But there's a space here for us to just go, hey, wait a minute. Is this in flow? And how much of it do I need to do today? And allowing it to just be what it is for an hour, a week, a day, 6 months, however long it takes to move through it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And it's so, um, we want the completion. We want the feeling of completion. And we've been so conditioned in our society, oh, procrastination and oh, this and oh, that we are always on guard that we're being lazy or we're procrastinating or how am I self-sabotaging? Maybe it's none of that. Maybe it's just being fluid.
Yeah.
I think of when I first started kind of recognizing this for myself, I felt like cleaning my house. And so I started cleaning and then I was like, yeah, I'm done with that. And it just didn't feel right anymore. So I'm like, oh no, but I have to finish because then it's done. No, who says I have to finish? I don't feel like doing it right now. Like I don't feel like doing the vacuuming right now. So I'm not going to. I'm the one who made up the story that, well, I have to do it all in one day. No, I don't. I can just do whatever I feel like doing. It's all going to get done. I know that. Um, but yeah, it definitely brings up that well, you got to complete it, check it off. That sense of accomplishment and tying to an outcome rather than or attaching to an outcome.
That's right. And what if procrastination is actually another word for listening to your soul and listening to flow? Or
Absolutely.
slowing down enough to actually listen. I know you have been in this space and I am in this space and I know many, 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 many other people are in this space right now. They're dropping the things that they've been doing. Excuse me, and they're really sitting. They're sitting with listening to what flow is bringing for them and what the next step is or what it is they need to accomplish later. Stillness is what is required. Awareness, stillness, mindfulness. Um, because how do we know what's in alignment if we're always chasing and fixing and needing to do, right?
100%. And even if um, we are not technically physically doing anything, a lot of people still don't like stillness. They don't like quiet. They don't like solitude. All of those things can be quite scary. And so they're like, well, I have been resting. But the whole time there's a red bird that's drawing my attention right now
Ooh.
out the
Yeah.
window. Um, that they are still like, I'm resting, but yet I'm still processing and oh, I need to do a post on this and what's my next content gonna look like and what should I write this about? And that's not resting, that's not quiet, that's not solitude
Yeah.
or stillness. That is I don't know what that is, but it's not that.
It's our programming. It's definitely our programming. Do, right?
Yeah.
Um, you know, I mean, bills need to be paid, yes, but there's an aspect of how am I going to get these bills paid? What do I need to do? So then we're doing again, we're back into that not in flow. What if the bill doesn't get paid, right? There's an aspect of that where um there's both sides of that coin. I'm sitting on kind of both sides of it right now in, what if, right? But I don't need to figure it out though. I don't need to go, okay, wait a minute. I need to do all of these things to make sure that it's covered. But then I'm caught in that programming again, right? Um, there's a fine line there, yes, I'm not telling people don't pay your bills. Don't put me on the hold for that.
Yeah.
But
Well, accountability, everyone's responsible for themselves.
yeah, that's right. But there's an aspect here of um, really being in flow if you don't slow down enough to hear what that big project might come to you if you don't slow down, that's going to create all of the money in the world if you want to look at it that way, right? So there is a huge aspect of really listening to what's in alignment and being in flow to have it happen and be what you need to be to have it happen.
Yeah. And I just keep, I mean, we're talking about the money and stuff. It's the ego that freaks out about that. And it's because the universe is abundant, period. And so I have noticed for my own that every time that comes up, and of course, like you said, then the ego kicks in with, okay, let's do something. Let's do something. We need to we need to do something. And all the times that I recognize it, it has been my invitation to just surrender more, to go more into flow, because then it just happens. And
Yeah.
I get it's scary as
Yep.
beef. um, but it's just the universe going, you talk about trusting me. Are you really trusting me? And
Yep.
and I don't like the word test, but it's inviting me to a deeper level of surrender and going, yeah, I am. I'm not going to put myself through. I'm
Yep.
not going to sit here and try and figure things out. I just know I
Yep.
live in an abundant universe, period, and it will be taken care of.
Yep. And we have to like where we're at. We have to like that you know what? I don't have to have it figured out. We have to like that. We have to get to that space where we take that space away that we feel like we have to fix and do and do. But we have to be in a space where we're okay with, okay, I'm okay with not being in lack here. And until we can reprogram, it doesn't happen overnight like that, reprogram our system to be not in lack or to be doing or fixing or figuring it out all the time.
Absolutely. And I think I love that you said system because that's part of it. Because, and I mean, the buzzwords now is like your nervous system. And I feel like our nervous system is our physical representation of our ego. And
Oh,
so it has like it has learned to just stay in that tense state
yep,
because it's always in that tense state. And the more you befriend and heal and upgrade your ego, the more your body can relax and it stops giving those cues. And that breaks that chain of, because that's what happens is the thought will be, oh no. And so then the body goes, and then it's this
yep,
whole process, and then it just keeps you looping and looping and looping until you're doing it too. And it makes you crazy.
yeah. What's the
um,
definition of no? I'm just kidding.
yeah. And so it's breaking that cycle and being able to, like you said, embrace uncertainty
Yeah,
and being okay with that, which is not comfortable.
yeah. No, it isn't. It isn't
Mm.
because we've been trained to do it, right? So we keep thinking about it but it's like I used to be that person who I would be up all night processing what if the stories in my head. I tell you, and I don't know how I even was coherent to even work. I would do this all night. I'd get 1 hour sleep, go to work. And it was on repeat for so long. And then I discovered that I can't do that. It's not flow, it's not fluidity. It isn't. It really, truly isn't. And how do you listen to your body? And then I started getting sick, right? So, how do you listen to your body if you're processing, if you're figuring it out, if you are, in that urgency and not allowing our nervous system to go, whew, just a minute here. We just need to just chill and
Yeah.
take a breath, right? And be mindful of that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's retraining. I mean, just like you said, we were trained into it. So that means we just have to train ourselves out of. And
100%.
we were trained into it for how long? So no, it's not going to happen overnight.
Yeah.
And um, from my experience, and I was just thinking that was in social work too, as soon as you get triggered on a deeper level, then of course you're going to go back to the automatic pattern because that's all you know.
Yeah.
And we used to have that all the time in social work with the families too. They'd be good. They'd be, everything was going good. And then something would happen that was big,
Yeah.
and like the car would break down, and then everything, because they'd fall back into those old patterns
Yeah.
again. And as soon as you get into that crisis mode, then you grasp at whatever you can to make it feel okay.
Yeah, 100%. And it's just how that's how it is for our bodies. It's our ego going, freaking out, needs its
Yeah.
job. It does a really good job at what it does. Yeah, and that's for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. And so it is just retraining. It's retraining our body how to be calm, even when the thoughts come. It's disconnecting the thoughts from the
Yeah.
body, because they both feed each other, right?
Yeah.
That's why, and I know we've talked about it on here before. Anxiousness and excitement feel the same in the body, and it's the story that we attach to it. So it's because it's the same feeling in the body. So disconnecting those,
Yeah.
to experience them differently. Oh, that's a thought, and my body doesn't need to react. Oh, that's my body reacting, and my thoughts don't need a story.
Yeah.
and disconnecting them so that they're flowing.
Yeah. And I love that you said feeding your body, right? The ego feeds it, but you can also feed it the other way too, right? Feed it with love, feed it with breath work, feed it with being, clearing the mind, feed it with however you want to look at it, that to listen deeper.
Yeah,
And that's it is the hardest thing to do especially if you're just beginning this path. Even if you're not just beginning, sometimes it's so hard.
it is. And it, like we just said, it's always inviting us to a deeper level
Yeah.
of
Eh,
flowing.
Yeah, and it depends on where you're at in your life. If you have a chance to even sit and be in flow, if you have little kids running around, or you got a 9 to 5, or it's really hard to have those moments when we are just trying to get through life in some aspects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It can definitely be challenging, but it's what you make a priority.
Yeah.
And it's interesting that you said about kids, because I just saw something, I think it was on social media probably. Um, but they said that's a great lesson to teach. Bring your child to meditate with you, you know, and all of like, there's just so many ways that you can make it happen. But again, our ego goes into it has to look, it's boxed vision, it
Yeah.
has to look this way, and that's not what it looks like. So no, I can't do that, is what
Yeah,
we go to.
for sure. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we're good for today. Thank you again, Tara. If anyone would like an appointment with both Tara or myself, it'll be in the description, as well as we do a collaboration of healing ourselves, the Soul Essence Revival. All that information is in there. And we do a thing every Wednesday evening where we both get together, and it's a live event for people, and the link will be in the description as well for that. And it's powerful. So, reconnection to our soul is what is really, really required right now as we move forward in what we're creating for this new world. So,
Absolutely.
thank
Thank you,
you.
Sue.
You bet. Have a good one. Uh,